Hello, hi-ho, I'm Coco, back with the ultimate profile guide for y'all. I've been gone for forever because I haven't been playing Project Sekai much, but my cousin has recently been getting me back into the game a bit, just slightly. So I decided to start making a new profile. I'm like, and I started giving my cousin like a bunch of profile tips. Like, I should probably finally go back to YouTube and just make one more ultimate profile guide as just like a goodbye to this channel, and like here's the rest of my knowledge I have for y'all. Now, when I googled Project Sekai profile tricks, this is something that came up, and this does have like some of the things you can do, but there's more you can do than just this image that I'm hopefully editing in. I hate editing videos. Anyway, let's get into this. I've done a tutorial that wasn't very good on moving text before, but let's just review it again. This is the ultimate guide. You'll see it better in preview. It does a quick shake and then stops. But personally, so this is the line indent little brackets thing. I don't know what to call these. Personally, I like to do 100% to just keep it shaking. And I think previously when I made a video on this, it didn't look as good in YouTube as it does in person. So do it for yourself and you'll see it shake more than it is right now. But yeah. Then we have slide. So by default, your slide is going to be the first one up here, but I've somehow figured out a way to make it slide backwards as well. So let me show you all that. So again, this first one is just another line indent, except it's not negative this time. And when you do this, it's going to make the text go like all the way off screen, so all you gotta do is just hold it back on screen, put it where you want, it'll be fine. And this other one, you kind of mix the two. So you do just a -1 line indent, and then you put your text, then you do the line indent at like whatever percent you want it to move fast at. And then I think you have to also put something at the end, because then it'll do that. Oh no, let me just get rid of that today. Yeah, no, that just got rid of that, so that's fun. So yeah, you do just have to have a little hidden letter off screen at the end of that. That's not gonna come back, huh? Nope, it just got rid of all that. Great. So yeah, just make sure you add a little letter at the end when you do that. That's how you get sliding text from the opposite direction. Save an exit, I guess. No, wait, I didn't want to save actually, because I wanted that back. But okay. I don't know why I put a bunch of these in like its own separate slides. I did put more on like same slides later, but anyway. This one is super simple. I use it all the time, especially when like cutting out cards. But this, all you do in brackets is sub, and you don't need to do anything at the end. And a bunch of things I've seen, like, oh, you gotta do like a brackets, then like /sub again. But no, you just need the little sub at the beginning. Don't be wasting your text space. Just once we'll get it small. So yeah. Alright. This one is one of my favorites. Colors. So, for a bunch of these, I've seen like color equals hashtag whatever color you want, but all you just need is the hashtag in the brackets and the hex code. And you can do 3-digit hex codes or 6-digit hex codes. So this is just a simple 3-digit one. You're gonna get less colors that you can work with, but it will save you on characters. This specific illegal color again, it's just a 6-digit hex code. Then transparent, you have to have a 6-digit hex code, and then you add 2 digits at the end for the transparency level. So if you wanted the range, I don't know how it works. I know that if you can also put F, and then it gets a lot less transparent. But as far as the position of F, I know F works as part of like the transparency range or whatever. I don't know how. I think F might also just, I don't know how F works with transparency, but I know that you can put an F in the transparency level. Just experiment with it, whatever works for you, you know. So that's that. And transparent only works with 6-digit hex codes. I'll go ahead and show y'all. I have some tabs open for y'all. This is where I get 3-digit hex codes from. It's just this site that I will hopefully try and remember to link. But also it's like the first thing that shows up when you search for 3-digit hex codes, I'm pretty sure. Because I'm pretty sure that's how I found it. But you just click on these squares of whatever color you want. And yeah, and if you're working with the 3-digit hex code, but then want to make it a 6-digit so that you can also make it transparent, let me show y'all that real quick. So a color I really like that I've been working with when making my new profile, because I am making one, is this C5D. That's a color I really like. No, wait, that's the wrong color. What color was it? Oh, where was it? No, yeah, that's it. Then, if I want to make that transparent, you can see just adding 2 digits for transparency don't work. So all you do is you double up the digits wherever. So FF 55 DD, and there you go. It's now 6 digits, and I can make that transparent. Go back 10, and there we go. It's transparent. And again, you can different levels of transparency. So like to be 50% transparent. Voila, there you go. Here's some others that I've seen on like when I've Googled for tricks. This one, pretty simple. It's just an I in brackets. Again, you don't need to put anything at the end, just the little I at the beginning works. Bold, same thing, both B, it's the same thing. And this is just not bold text for comparison. And then we have mark. This one I found super cool. It's just, you say, it's just mark in brackets. And I'm like, huh, I played around with this. I'm like, huh, I really wanted to get like a different color highlight because I thought that would be cool. And I figured it out alone. I was super proud of myself. So, it only works with 6 digits and transparency, I believe. But all you do is mark equals and the hashtag and the hex code and transparency you want. So this is just the 6-digit hex code for black, and then 50% transparency. I'm gonna go ahead and see. Does it work with only 3 digits too? No. Good to know. Don't know what even happened to the text there, but okay. Yeah, and then if you don't add transparency, you just get a black line, which actually might be useful for like making a background. So that's not how I usually make backgrounds, but that actually might be more useful than what I do currently do to get solid color backgrounds. I should try that in the future. Strike through is just an S. And I tried playing around with getting the strike a different color, but it did not work, unfortunately, like the mark did, so yeah. Underline, I haven't tested to see if you can get underline a different text code. Might as well go ahead and try. If strike through doesn't do it though, I doubt this will just do. I assume it's only gonna look at 60 text code if it works at all. No, didn't do anything. I also did excellent the extra bracket. But oh well. So yeah, that's just a U for the underline. Same thing, I guess. We'll get to that in a second. I want to show y'all what I used to do now for backgrounds. But I would just get, so in this other tabs over here, I would just copy and paste a bunch of rectangles. I think this one works. Copy and paste it, and it would have, if you can see, there's always like this slight outline that you can't really get rid of. So I would just copy and paste a bunch of these, right? Until it like fills up the screen. And then I would turn it into a 6-digit hex code and make it slightly transparent to cover up some of the lines. And it works pretty well. If you're not using black, you just kind of make the outline color whatever color blends in best with the color you're using. But anyway, I think this mark method, because this doesn't have an outline, that may work better for filling in space. The current profile, you can see I did the method that is not marks. I just did a bunch of like that square emoji and cut out. And also in this other tab, you can see I have the triangle copy and paste. I used this triangle. I've just used one of them, not a bunch. And I just go around and cut out with triangles. I use triangles to cut out. Here, I can show you. There's a bunch of these triangle layers. If I make some of them transparent, you can kind of see what they're covering up. Now also, you can use the little sub command thing to make them tiny. So there's a bunch of like tiny triangles that I use to like cut out details as well, as you can see. So it's a lot of work, but it's worth it in my opinion. So yeah, that's how I do a background of this, but now I'm probably going to be using the mark method. Anyway, hopefully that all makes sense. I'm not good with words sometimes. Anyways, this is just some cool stuff. You might notice like, hey, I thought you just said you can't do anything, you can't make strike through different colors. You can't. This is a lie. This is just a bunch of this, and then made it just a default color, because why not? So if you want something to look like a strike through, you can do that, and of course you can, if you want to make it move, you can make it move as well. Anyway. Blah blah blah. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway. So, false colored strike through, whatever. This is something you can do. So, whenever you do anything text, any of these text things, it's only gonna apply to the text after. So, like if I do sub like this, you can see only the text after the command is smaller. It looks super cute. And then this is actually 2 text boxes. But this is what this looks like. This is a bunch of the mark command, and you just put each letter in between. I use this F5D color. And same on this text box, because you can only use so many characters, but I thought that was a pretty cool effect. And this one is just a bunch of 3D hex cards that I just played around with, so you can make each individual its own color without using a bunch of different text boxes. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have of all my profile tricks. Alright, so that's all the profile tricks I have. I want to quick go through some of the profiles I've made in the past and just kind of like point out where I've used these tricks. So this is the one that's currently work in progress. I've pretty much gotten like the first thing done, the first page. So obviously we have some moving text over here. This is also moving, and I used the mark. You can I wanted to make it seem blacked out, but you can also kind of read the text. And also this, I just make the text the same color as the background so that it looks transparent, but it's really not. If you want to see I just did this. So this is the code for like whatever this is. You can see the transparency I used and whatever. This little symbol over here, if you're curious, it is just a little asterisk. That's all it is. All you do is make it this font. Oh, look at that. See? Normal font. It's like a normal asterisk. Fancy font. Makes it look like that. And I use that a lot because I think it looks really cool. These are some profiles I've just played around with. Again, just a lot of like cutting things out with the triangles. You can use other shapes too if you find it helpful. I always find that I can just cut everything out with triangles. Here's my previous profile. I was super proud of this one. Again, text same color as the background to make it look transparent, but it's not really. Some moving text over here. You can find all sorts of emoji things. So any whatever shape emoji you're looking for, you can probably find it. Just Google. This over here is just the dash repeated a whole bunch of times. That's literally all that is. And again, just star emoji, just Google it. Moving text, of course, showing you how to do that. Not really a part of Team anymore. I'm in the server, and also TTTP has died pretty much as far as I'm aware. Again, not really a part of TT anymore. I'm in the server, but I'm just not active. These are just stamps and just a bunch of moving text. And then again, I love this, I will say. Best preview. I need edit. This hit the layer limit because of all these little flowers. All these beautiful little flowers. I spent so much time placing. And it looks really pretty. I'm really proud of this profile. I don't remember what tier I got in this, but anyway. So that's it. You'll probably never see me on this account ever again. So, goodbye. I've given you all the knowledge I can. And you know what, just for funsies, we're gonna see if that mark works better than my previous method. Real quick, why not? Just as a bonus. So do mark equals 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And that, and then I don't think it really matters. The text, just gonna do it till you run out of characters. There we go. Hey, that's not bad. Oh, I forgot the hashtag, that's why it's not fun. There we go. Just make the font size as big as possible. Go over to where I can see the duplicate. Duplicate. Oh my gosh, duplicate. And this is a much better method of... Oh. Yeah. This is a much better method of blocking out background. That's only 5 layers, and there's no, like, lines from the outlines. That's beautiful. I love that. So, learn something new every day.